Hey angels, how are we doing? Welcome once again to my channel. This is Evangel Anyanwu and I am a Nigerian trained medical practitioner living and working here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I actually came out of my house. This is just at the back of my house. You can see the guys going down there. So, and the weather is very cool. I mean, the weather is so nice. I actually thought it was going to be sunny. That's why I put on this face cap. But looking at how the weather is, it's quite okay, cool, windy, and I mean very nice. So I decided to drop this here before we continue. We're actually trying to walk, take a walk. This is a lovely evening. We're trying to walk so that the kids will have opportunity to exercise their body. Yes, it's been a whole week of staying indoors for them because they're doing online classes, and myself and hubby, no problem, we go out on daily basis and come in, but they need to go out, see what is happening, exercise their limbs and all that. Yes. So but meanwhile, I got a lot of questions and queries about owning a property here in Saudi Arabia. Yes, Evangel, are you going to buy a property here? Because Evangel has overstayed, right? People are asking if I'm going to be getting a property here, if I can buy a new car here and all whatnot. But believe me, try to hit the nail on the head. I don't like beating back and forth whether Saudi is good or not, whether I am happy or not, whether I have overstayed or not. They are not the business of today, and whether I stay here 20 years, 30 years, it's really nobody's business. It's my life, it's the life of my family. Meanwhile, welcome all the new subscribers. I'm seeing your subscription, I'm seeing the comment section is really bubbling, and I love it. I love the interactive sections. I love it that you get to ask me questions, you get to drop your very kind words, you get to drop your very encouraging statements and comments. I really appreciate each and every one of you for your time, for everything. Yes, for everything. So meanwhile, somebody asked if I could own a property here, if I could, how much does a new car cost in Saudi Arabia, and how can one own a new car? Can one actually buy a property in terms of landed property, housing, and all the rest of them for foreigners or for foreign workers? Now, if you're a foreigner, if you have been staying here in Saudi Arabia, you will bear me witness that it is not something that is common, seeing foreigners buying landed property here or buying houses here. I've never seen any foreign worker buy a property here or a landed or a house here. That's the simple truth. I've never seen anyone do that. But owning a car is something that is very common with foreign workers, because it is very easy to own a car. Is either you are buying out of pocket, or you are actually getting a car loan from the bank. Just working with any of the ministries. It's very windy. I don't know if you're really hearing me, but it's very windy, and I'm really shouting to make sure you understand what I'm saying and to make sure you hear me clearly. So owning a car here is quite easy and expensive at the same time, because you could actually buy a car out of pocket, as in paying cash, or you get it through a bank loan. That is a car loan. Almost all the banks in Saudi Arabia will give you a car loan. If you're a doctor, if you're working in the educational ministry, if you're working in any ministry at all, so they will not hesitate. That's the simple truth. That's the word I'm looking for. They will not hesitate to give you a car loan. If you're working here, you're a legitimate foreign worker here in Saudi Arabia, they will not hesitate to give you a car loan. And this loan you could pay over 2 years, over 3 years, over 1 year, over 4 years, over 5 years, depending on the plan you choose. And when they give you this loan, you are meant to actually pay over this time, and they will be taking it out of your salary, minimum stuff out of your salary until you finish. But personally, I am not an advocate of that. Most people in my workplace, they know I am not an advocate of taking a bank loan, whether an advocate of taking a car loan. Yes, I am not an advocate of that, because I don't know. I don't really I don't really know what happens if maybe the car gets an accident or the car spoils. But I learned that If anything happens to the car, the insurance company will definitely refund or pay you or take care of the bills and all that. But for me, paying out of pocket is it for me, so that if you're going, you can resell and get your money back if it's possible, or get a minimum, get something out of it. Generally get something out of it. So paying out of pocket is it for me. Paying out of pocket is it for me. Then another person asked, are new cars cheap here in Saudi Arabia? I must tell you the simple truth, they are not cheap. When you convert the money you're going to be getting a new car here in Saudi Arabia and you convert it into naira, believe me, it is not cheap. It is not cheap. That's the simple truth. Now, fairly used cars, maybe you buy from other foreign workers or from Saudis, you might be lucky, you get the one that is very good at a cheaper rate. But new cars here are not cheap. But the truth is that if you buy a new car here, it will serve you for a long time without any issue and all that. And if you're selling it, you will get your second-hand value, I mean, very much intact. Yes. But the money you're going to be paying buying it is not a small money. That's the simple truth. So that's why a lot of people go for bank loans to get a car here. A lot of people go for bank loans. Sorry, sometimes I'll be looking at the camera. It's because I'm watching what the kids are trying to do. They're playing outside. So that is it for owning a car here. You can actually buy a new car if you have the money, or you go through the bank loan method and get a new car for yourself and your family. Now, owning a property, like I said, is not something I have seen a foreign worker do. Landed property here in Saudi Arabia is not easy to come by. They're quite expensive. I mean, very, very expensive. It's not something I have seen any foreign worker do. And being that Saudi does not give you permanent residence and does not give you citizenship, what's the need? Really, this is what I feel. What's the need? You understand? If it's where you can get maybe a permanent residence or a citizenship, you say, okay, let me invest in the future of my family, let me invest in the future of my kids. But for the fact that they do not offer those two, they will give you resident permit, but it's not permanent. It's not permanent. The reason I said it's not permanent, because each time you need to go out of here and come in, you still need a visa, so it's not permanent. And you get to renew the resident permits every year, so it's not permanent. Now, somebody else asked about getting a bank loan here in Saudi Arabia. I mean, this is very common. It's a common topic. I'm sorry I have not discussed this ever since I've been talking about Saudi Arabia series, but this is very, very common. That's almost every, let me not say every foreign worker, most foreign workers go for a bank loan, because it used to be very cheap. I mean, for you to pay back, it used to be very cheap. By the time you take maybe like 100,000 riyals, I think it's about 50 million naira right now. I mean, you could pay it in 3 years and you'll be done with, because the percentage interest wasn't that much. But these days, from what I learned, the percentage interest is not something you could just pay off like that. By the time they add it, the money you have borrowed is getting so high, so people want to spread it over 4 years, 5 years. I think 5 years is the highest you can take as a foreign worker. But do banks give loans to foreign workers here? Yes, if you're a legitimate foreign worker here in Saudi Arabia, definitely you'll be entitled, you'll be eligible for a bank loan, which you can decide what plan you're going to be using, either to pay in 1 year, or to pay in 2 years, or to pay in 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. So yes, if you're a foreign worker, you are eligible, a legitimate foreign worker. You are eligible to take a bank loan here in Saudi Arabia. Most banks are willing to give you loan. That's the simple truth. They will keep sending you messages to come and take a loan from their bank, because that's how they make little money. From what I learned, it's not really like interest, because I mean, Sharia is not in support of interest, right? You're not meant to pay interest on any loan. I think so. I'm not too sure. If you're a Muslim, please leave this in the comment section if what I'm saying is right or wrong. I'm not a Muslim, so I don't really know so much about the Sharia stuff. Yeah. So, but if you're a Muslim, please leave it in the comment section. Are you meant to pay interest on any loan you take? Is it right or is it wrong? or what is obtainable, just leave it in the comment section and I will be reading. I also want to learn. I mean, it's not everything about Saudi that I know, but we learn every day. But what I'm trying to say is this. I mean, the banks will keep sending you messages to come and pick a loan, maybe for 1 year, maybe a housing finance, maybe a car finance, maybe a study finance, a holiday finance. They gave it several names. And I mean, on daily basis, you're getting these mails from them to come and take this financial whatever, you understand? So if that is your thing, you can go ahead and get it, maybe put it in a business or use it to buy landed property back home, or use it to build house, which will yield profit for you. They'll be taking it from your salary on monthly basis, and if they calculate it for you, they will tell you how much you're going to be paying on a monthly basis. I hope I'm able to answer all these questions, because right now I don't know if I answered all your questions, all those who asked me questions about bank loans, about buying a new car and owning a car here, about owning a property here. And some other person said, she said, why not get a second car so that you can, I mean, jump into your car and go to wherever you want to go to without using the family's car, right? It's a very nice suggestion, but one thing you'll understand is this: owning a car in Saudi by a foreign worker is just a necessity. I mean, for me, it's not like it's a necessity, yes, but owning 2 cars by a foreign worker is luxury. Owning a car is a necessity. That's the way I see it. I didn't own any car 2 years ago. We just got this car last year because, I mean, things have to change a little, you understand? But owning 2 cars is really a luxury here by a foreign worker. I've never seen any foreign worker who has 2 cars. Even those that work in the oil company, or those that work in the military hospital where they pay so much, I've never seen them own 2 cars. So I don't think it's what I want to do. Yeah, I don't think it's what I want to do. 1 car is enough for my family. Yes, we can make do with 1 car, and we are okay with that. Concerning where I travel to, that I have to take public transport, is Jeddah. I mean, we don't really drive to Jeddah. We go by public transport because it's like 3 hours drive, and I go by public transport. So guys, thank you so much for my new subscribers, for my oldies. You are the best. I thank you so much for your support. I thank you so much for your concerns about me, your encouraging words, your kind words, your love. I mean, I appreciate I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and stay blessed. I will see you in my next. If you have any question for me, please drop it in the comment section. I'll be reading through and I'll be making videos about them. Thank you and peace.